Everybody, and welcome to Outdoor Adventures Live. I'm not sure what's going on with the audio tonight. You can hear me okay right now. Anyway, if you are not familiar with one of these, or maybe this is the first time you're in here, it's a place where you can pretty much talk about anything backpacking, camping, hiking, asking questions, whatever you guys want to do. So I really enjoy doing these, kind of like a once a month thing, and I have a lot of fun. It gives me two-way communication as opposed to just kind of one-way communication through the videos. So with that, looks like we got some people filtering on in. And again, let me know if you guys can hear me, just making sure. And then we'll get going once I know you can hear me. Supposedly the mic audio is okay. And okay, I'm deaf. Let's see. Let's just make sure we can hear me. It says I have audio, so okay. All right. Now we can get this started. Sorry about that, the audio issues. I finally got the live stream event working, so we can schedule these now. Which, for anyone that does these, you have to schedule your event, hit preview, and then you can hit start stream after you've already broadcasted. But yeah, it's way too complicated, YouTube. Anyway, hello everybody. If you haven't been to one of these, again, this is just a place where you can watch, or you can ask anything you want backpacking related, or ask me questions. If you want to be notified on all future streams, next to the subscribe button, there is a little bell icon. So go ahead and should probably update that subscribe icon because we're at 22,000 subscribers now. But anyway, that bell icon will let you know the next time that I go live. So with that, let's get into the questions. We have 88 more days until the Appalachian Trail. I am just freaking out. I'm so excited. And what's even more exciting is that there's going to be one video tomorrow, and that video is going to be about winter layering systems, pretty much what I use down to probably the high teens. So that'll kind of answer some questions that I've been getting a lot. People were asking about winter clothing. So we're going to talk about that tomorrow in a video about 8 o'clock. And then the food video. The food video is finally coming, I promise, in one more week. You just guys have to wait one more week. And I'm going to go through a whole bunch of more detail. I know I have the beginner backpacking easy food video out, but that was really just meant to get you started. It wasn't exactly a whole bunch of food, that you could have options with. It was like, okay, you're gonna have this for breakfast, this for lunch, and this for dinner. And that was kind of the intention of the video. It was like, here's your first idea. So we're gonna get into a lot more in-depth food options. And then, my friends, in 2 weeks, the AT videos will start. And I am so excited about it. But anyway, let's get into the questions because you've waited long enough. Okay. CG is first, but technically it's Ryan Bateman. So congrats to both of you guys for being first. And Johnny, I'm glad you're watching my QA instead of the voice. Please no snow shots. Summer only tonight. Yeah, I didn't get it. I don't think I have any snow shots in the preview, but hello from Mississippi, Brad. Hello from Florida. Oh, I thought it was Red Beard. All right, Red Bear. Gotcha. Okay, first question. Johnny on the trail. What pack are you going to use for your thru hike on the AT? I'm not sure. It is between the Light AF Curve 35 and the Z-Packs Arc Haul. I haven't tried the Light AF pack. I've been really, really resting my leg injury. Right now I got it isolated to my quads and my thigh. I just need to roll it out and should be good to go. Speaking of which, I feel healthy enough now. I felt healthy enough 2 weeks ago, but I promised CG and the YouTube subscribers that I would take 2 additional weeks off after I felt healthy. So that's what I did, and I am now going out on a trip this weekend to Oil Creek to do some very cold clothing testing and to make sure that my quilts can handle it down to 20 degrees. So we're going up to Oil Creek, do a 3-day low miles. We're talking like 4, 12, and then 8 miles on the way out. So it should be pretty low key when it comes to the mileage. No more challenge hikes. I'm done. I did what I wanted to do this year, and I don't want to stress any more injuries. I want to be 100% by the time I start the AT in February. Speaking of which, the workouts resumed yesterday, actually. So I started the workouts again. We're going to go into the workouts and what I'm doing to prepare for the AT in an upcoming video. So look forward to that. But as far as the pack, we're kind of torn between. Red Bear asks, Jason, what is your next evolution in gear? What are you looking to change in your setup? So to be honest, I would like to start hiking out west. I don't know about next year, but the following year, I know I have a Grand Canyon trip planned with my dad. It's something that's been on his bucket list since he was in his late 20s, and he's just really wanting to do it. And I think with the Laurel Highlands hike and possibly this upcoming hike that we're doing, we're staying in shelters again. If you haven't seen the Laurel Highlands challenge hike, we stayed in shelters for 2 nights, and I felt really comfortable the second night after I figured out that I could put my backpack underneath my Thermarest pad, which elevated my feet, which took out the weird arch that I have in my lower back, and it was so comfortable that I might be able to sleep on the ground. So a tent may be in my future. What tent is it going to be, you may ask? I have no clue. I'll figure all that stuff when I get back from the AT. But the evolution of gear, I think I've pretty much dialed it down. Every year I do a gear list video where I tweak some small things here and there. This year was kind of big because I kind of switched to the Z-Packs Nero, which is a frameless pack. And I really enjoyed it, which is where the Light AF Curve 35 came from. So really looking forward to trying that pack out. I'm hoping it's my go-to pack. It's way bigger than the Nero, and I think it's going to be exactly what I need for really any hike. And then, you know, in the hot weather in the summer, I'll be able to switch back to the Nero if I feel like it. But the Light AF pack is lighter than the Nero, if you can believe that, and it's bigger. So anyway, Brad is going to hike the Grand Teton Crest Trail, wondering what the best gear is. The best gear is whatever gear that works for you and doesn't injure you. So really can't comment on that. Hey, Tim Watson, what's up, man? Any tips on mustache grooming on the trail? I don't know, man. I'll have to let you know in a couple months here. I've never really had like a full-fledged beard. The longest beard that I've let grow was, you know, for playoff hockey, which I kind of do every year because I'm really superstitious about it. But even then, that's when they won the Stanley Cup a couple years ago, and you know, it was not that big. Nowhere near your class, Tim Watson. So I'll let you know in a couple months. Shout out from Ohio, says Jill. Hi, Nico. Jamie Linder, hey there, we'll be adding my summer bag to my winter bag to help boost its comfort rating in colder months. Oh, will adding my summer bag to winter bag help boost its comfort rating in summer months or colder months? I have a 0-degree bag and I worry I won't be warm enough in January and February. Yeah, you can definitely layer your bags. It's just the same thing as layering your clothes, only you're using your sleeping bags or quilts. If you don't know about it, if you want to bring your 0-degree bag, make sure your sleeping pad has a high enough R value. For winter, I like the Thermarest, which I believe is it's a Neo Air X Therm, and I believe it's 5.7 R value. I just read an article on REI. I think it was about REI. They're going to pretty much tell the manufacturers that, hey, we need a standard system of measuring R value, and if you don't meet that system, we're not going to sell your product. So it's great to see some standards come as far as, you know, winter is concerned, winter gear. So yeah, but you can definitely layer your bags, and check out the Costco quilt, double black diamond, down throw, I believe it is. That'll add probably 10 degrees warmth, or even a liner if you don't want to take 2 bags. Tim Watson, doing great, thanks. Looking forward to the stream. Haven't had a chance to get on one. Hey, Tim. Glad you can make this one, though. Jen Lynn, did you happen to see the new backpack posted by Dutch Wear tonight on Facebook? Light AF made it from their print of fabrics in a swirly, colorful pattern. First one of its kind. Okay, so I knew about this and I hope I can say this without getting in trouble. I knew about the partnership between Light AF and Dutch Wear Gear's print of fabrics for about a couple weeks now. I wasn't allowed to say anything, but I've been kind of talking to Chris about it. And now that it's officially announced, I guess we can actually talk about it. It's really, really cool that Dutch Wear and Light AF have this kind of thing going on right now. They're going to be able to print, you know, not just your standard black, blue, white, and whatever the other color is. I think that might be a Cuban fiber, DCF. That they're going to be able to print like purple, red, you know, pretty much anything, cheeseburgers, whatever you want to get. So it's pretty interesting what they're going to come up with. Now, whether that print of fabric has held up, I don't know anyone that uses it just yet because it's so new. But maybe you know, you can comment. I don't know if it will start peeling off because remember, it's printed on a waterproof fabric, so I don't know exactly how they do that or if it would kind of flake off. So just keep that in mind. Let's see, Clara. Hey, Clara, welcome back. Hi, Jason. How's the injuries? Are you all healed up yet? I'm about 85%, we'll say. Good enough that I feel like I can hike some low mileage days. I'm really tight in my thighs, which I went to the chiropractor, yesterday. And yeah, he was doing some trigger point therapy on me. And if you haven't been to a chiropractor, just to kind of roll out your legs, do the electrical stimulation, it's amazing. You feel like $100, $1 million, $100 after you're done. So that's what I've been doing. Still on a little bit of an ibuprofen regimen every other day right before bed. I'll take some ibuprofen. So I'm almost there. I'm pretty sure I'll be 100% by the time the AT rolls around. Restless, hey Restless, welcome back. Any tips on making my 5 favorite type of videos? I think Tim just about covered them all. I don't know, man. I'm curious to what your remaining 10 holiday tip gift ideas are. So I think that's kind of neat. But yeah, I don't have any favorites. They haven't really changed from the last time I did it, including the Tide Pods. But yeah. Jamie Linder, just watched your old Oil Creek video. Wow, the first one? Wow, that's really, I was like, what, 4 years ago? Holy crap. Yeah, I feel like I've definitely come a long way as far as backpacking and video editing at this point. I have a hard time watching my old videos just because they're so bad. But yeah, if you want to check out some funny crap that I was carrying when I was like base weight at 35, 40 pounds, check out those videos. Just I have a backpacking playlist called Binge Backpacking and Hiking. It has all the videos released in order of date, which it's kind of funny to check out. So, what am I drinking? I'm drinking some Vela boxed wine because I'm fancy. I've cut out most alcohol, but for these things, I kind of like to just veg out and enjoy my time with you guys. Let's see. Yes, MacGyver, you have to hit preview and then stream, which is really dumb. It should just be a stream option, but yeah. Okay, let's on to the next question. Michael Davidson, hello, has Gary advised you anything about the trail or his experience that surprised you? Nothing too crazy. The Smokies, I kind of have been preparing myself. He had some bad experiences with mice in the Smokies, eating his quilt and his gloves, and just not saying that he didn't have a fun time in the Smokies, but that's something that I'm not necessarily looking forward to. Now, I really, really love the Smokies area as far as hiking. I'd go back there every year if I could. But on the AT, you're required to sleep in the shelters, and most of the time the shelters are pretty stacked as far as people go. So you're kind of like jammed in with all these other hikers, and everybody stinks, and there's mice running all over everybody. So I'm not looking forward to that. I primarily want a hammock camp. So I don't know. Other than that, nothing really surprised me about his experience. The fact that he still hurts in his knees kind of surprised me when he got back. I mean, he's been done since July 2nd, I believe. We're into December 4th now, and he still says his knees are kind of bothering him. So I'm hoping that doesn't happen to me. I'm gonna really focus on taking that fish oil supplement that I've been doing. I know some people have said that it's been proven that fish oil really doesn't do anything, but I don't know. I've been taking it since May now, and just my joints feel a heck of a lot better. So we'll just continue doing what works for me. Michael Nab, are you hiking the whole AT? I'm sure as hell gonna try, Michael. We'll have to see. Spaghetti, I'm so jealous. Can't wait to watch your adventure. Man, I'm so excited, dude. I can't wait either. And I'm so excited about filming the AT videos. I got about, I don't know, 8 or 9 or 10, somewhere around there, videos coming out, once a week. And, I'm just really looking forward to it. So, let's see. Rick Plowman, any tips for camping with my Boston Terrier? Make sure you clip the dog's nails a little bit before you start. Try to keep him or her on top of you. I guess you definitely don't want to rip the fabric on the hammock. You can also have depending on the warmth or how cold it is outside, you can have the dog sleep underneath the hammock and tether it to your suspension or a tree. Dutchware sent Syntax 77 this little, it's called a pup tent. It looks really interesting. It might be something to check out as well. I don't know if he's selling it yet, though. Hey, Trail Cat. What's going on? How much experience do you have with freezing temperatures and trail runners? Went on a trip, and after the rain converted to snow at 3 a.m., they became bricks. Not too pleasant. So, same thing happened to the Schill brothers and everybody else that went to and Restless and Light AF, and everybody else that went to the Dolly Sods a couple weeks ago that I couldn't make, unfortunately. But leave your, if you're using smart water bottles, they fit excellent inside of really any size shoe. And that's what I do. I try to, open the laces up, try to pull the fabric apart, shove a smart water bottle down, upside down in there, and just give them some room. They're gonna become bricks either way. You can either warm them up on the fire, or if you really want to, you could put them in a gallon Ziploc bag, or maybe 2-gallon Ziploc bags, and just throw them in your foot box, and you'll be fine in the morning. That's what I might do on the AT. Just carry a couple extra Ziplocs with me. So something to think about. Or you can also put hand warmers in there. I haven't tried it, but I've heard good things about it. Kindle Adventures. Do you have any fears going into this super adventure known as the AT? Yeah, I have a lot of fears, a lot of anxiety, nothing absolutely crazy. I'm not worried about camping. I'm not worried about hiking. My fear comes from not wanting to sleep in the shelters in the Smokies, which we touched on already. And going into town is just like freaking me out. And I don't know why, but everybody says it's not a big deal. All these trail towns are really close, and they're really supportive of through hikers, and they welcome you a lot. But I don't know, I'm just so afraid to, I get to the road and no one wants to pick me up for a hitch, and then I end up having to do 8 or 9 miles extra that day, and just stuff like that. I'm worried about stuff getting stolen in the hostels. I don't know, probably irrational fears, but yeah, I do have some fears. Johnny on the trail. Yeah, Jason, I'd rather be here or out on the trail. Oh, and I'm in the Smokies. That's awesome. That's awesome. Spectre 188. What camera are you taking on the trail? I am taking my Google Pixel 3. If you'd like to see a sample of what an AT vlog video will look like, check out my previous video about the Laurel Highlands challenge hike, the one we did 70 miles in 3 days. That'll give you a pretty good idea of how I'm going to be filming. Trailcat, are you going to Oil Creek? That'd be cool. Let me know. Let's see, Spaguyver, backpacking. What are you looking forward to the most along the AT? Honestly, I'm just looking to have some time to myself where I can be a little bit selfish. I know that sounds really bad, but just kind of unclogging my mind of the clutter, relaxing, enjoying all the scenery. I'm really looking forward to the White Mountains. I'm really looking forward to visiting the Appalachian Trail Conservancy and seeing all the old through hikers and everything. So yeah, I can't wait. I really can't wait. I'm just looking forward to the AT in general. Jamie Linder, don't you love Darwin and Dixie? Yes, love them. They're two of my favorite YouTubers. You guys should do a group QA. They're kind of big for me. They're, over 100,000 subscribers. So I don't know if they want to team up with a measly 22,000 subscriber YouTuber. But yeah, I'd totally be down. They also have a lot more experience than I do. Keep that in mind. Kindle Adventures, second part of the question. And which part of the AT are you looking forward to hiking the most? Probably the Whites is what I'm looking forward to. To be honest, I'm looking forward to hiking Virginia too. I don't know why. I have a real big tie with Virginia. It's where I was born. I don't know if a lot of you know that or not, but I'm looking forward to it, to going back down to Virginia. How do you handle wet trail runners? How do you keep your feet dry on wet days? You just got to embrace the suck, as Darwin says. You just have to make sure you're switching out your socks. If you can get into like an overhang where it's really dense trees, dry out your feet. Use Rocket Pure hand and foot balm or any kind of salve on your feet to provide a little bit of a waterproof barrier. And you just got to dry them out as best as you can, or provide that barrier. I do the same thing that I do on hot days as I do on wet days or rainy days. Kevin Simones. Hey, Kevin. Biggest fears about the AT thru hike. Is there something you want from the trail? There's really nothing that I want from the trail. It's more of whatever the trail is going to give me, it's going to give me, whether I find myself or discover that, I want to go this route in my hiking career or this and that. I don't know. Whatever the trail is going to provide, I feel like it will provide me. If I need to see a view, I'll see a view. If I don't need to see a view, it'll be foggy. So I'm going to take that in mind, and I'll get what I get, and I'll take what I can get. Let's see, where are we? Hey, Dwayne. Thank you so much for the super chat. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. Merry Christmas to you and your family. Merry Christmas to you, Dwayne. I hope Santa brings you a good set of trail legs. Yeah, me too, for the AT. And if you're really good, a map so you can finally locate Whiskey Run. Cheers. Thanks, Dwayne. Appreciate that. Yeah, we never did find that elusive Whiskey Run, but we keep seeing it everywhere. For those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, check out my Tracy Ridge video. We kind of made an inside joke, me and Meerkat. And you never know, it might come up in the Oil Creek video, which is coming up in a couple weeks here. Hey, Meerkat. What's going on, dude? Speak of the devil. Let's see. Brian Ripple. This is a good question. How much all good questions, but this is a really good one. How much detailed planning have you done getting ready for your AT adventure? For example, camping spots, resupply options, etc. I have tried to limit my planning down to my first 4 days. So the first 4 days is completely planned. I don't want to create a plan that's going to bring me longer than maybe a week while I'm out on the trail. I just feel like, for instance, when we hiked the 14 days of the Superior Hiking Trail, it was 240 miles. And even on a 2-week span with resupplies that we figured out, the trip still changed. The mileage changed because one of the post offices weren't open at the time that we had to get there. So we changed the trip. And I'm thinking that's going to happen a lot on the AT. So I'm not really planning, especially camping spots. I'm not planning camping spots. I'm going to try to stay near the shelters. I'm going to have the infamous AWOL guide, which kind of tells you the distance between shelters, streams, points of interest, etc., etc. I did buy the Gut Hook app on a Black Friday sale for like $40. So that's going to help me a lot with planning. But for the most part, I'm going to try to let it go and try to see. This is the thing about me. I try to plan everything to a T, and I want to get away from that because that is something that I don't like about myself. And I think the Appalachian Trail will probably help me change that. So I'm not planning a hell of a lot. Jay Babcock, will you hurry with your review of the zippered food bag? I really want one. Jay from West Virginia. Okay, food bag's working out great. Here's what I did actually. And I can't speak of its durability yet. What I did was I put some north sides. So north sides are just like the rice sides, and they're in a little foil package. I put a couple rice sides in it, hung it up in a tree, and it's still outside. So I don't know what it's going to look like, but we're going to see. It's been out there for about a week and a half now. It's been raining, it's been snowing, it's been going through the weather because I want to get the review out before I hit the AT. I'm just not sure I'm going to have enough trips planned to actually beat the thing up. So far, it's just like a regular dry bag, only it has a zipper. The zipper's holding up great. It's a YKK waterproof zipper, I believe, and no water got in on the Laurel Highlands Trail, so that says something. I don't anticipate having any problems, and if it does hold up, that's the one that I'm going to bring on the AT. The only thing I think I would change is I think I would tell Chris to make it 2 to 3 liters a little bit smaller, and I think then it's going to be a great food bag, and hopefully he starts making it for everybody out there. So we'll get the review if I can. If not, I'll just tell him to, hey, throw this food bag out, people want it, kind of thing. So, unlikely hiker. Looking forward to following your through hike adventure. What made you choose the AT? So I am a person that really likes a challenge. Apparently the Appalachian Trail is the more challenging of the 3 very long distance hikes, the Continental Divide Trail, the Pacific Crest Trail, etc., etc. I don't know about the Continental Divide Trail. It looked pretty technical whenever I was watching Dixie, but that's just what I've heard. Also, it's close to me. Also, my hammock will work on it. Also, it's the easier logistics trail, meaning resupplies are easier to get to. Town resupplies are easy to get to. So that is, it's a good starter trail is what I'm saying. So that made me pretty much choose the AT. Jamie Linder, our meetup is planning to pay for it. Our meetup is planning to pay it forward with some trail magic for the AT this year. We're doing it 2023. That's awesome. Hopefully I'll run into you and get some trail magic. Joni on the trail, are you planning to hammock while hiking the AT? Yes, I am. Hopefully almost the whole way. Like I said, there's some sections that I'll be required to stay in the shelters, but other than that, I'm going to be hiking the trail. Let's see. I think Tim Watson, I think the R value pushed by RAI is a really good move. I do too. No more Big Agnes temp ratings. Maybe I read that on your Facebook page. I can't remember where I found the article. Alex Archer, that's a good question too. How many miles did you do per day when you first started backpacking? Also in Des Moines area. Let's see. I think I started out at 4, and then I went to 6, then 8, 12, 16. Started to get around the 18 range and said, why not try 20? And now pretty much 25 is what I can do comfortably. So yeah, start low. If you're just getting into it, you can always build your miles up there, whatever you feel comfortable. Don't do more miles than you're comfortable doing. On day hikes, push yourself outside the box a little bit, though. That's what I recommend if you want to build up your stamina and get more comfortable with higher mileage. I'm ordering a camo light AF. I'm ordering camo light AF in the works. Awesome. That's pretty cool. David Kellers, I hike the AT through winter in trail runners with gaiters. I take 3 plastic bags, 1 big enough to put both shoes in and shove them into my sleeping bag, and 2 I can use in shoes. Okay, yeah, that's what I recommended too. I've never tried it, but it's good to hear it works. Or no, I've done that a couple times. The warmers is what I haven't tried. Too many trips. Let's see. Jody Miller, so you're going to make Restless Outdoors SpaghettiOs and Spam on the AT through hike. That would be really good though. With all the rain on the AT, are you going to try more synthetic or stick with down? That is a fantastic question. I'm going to bring my down jacket the whole way. Either the, what the heck do I have? The Montbell Alpine Light, which is my winter down jacket, or the Ghost Whisperer. I might swap out the Ghost Whisperer for the Melanzana hoodie just because it's pretty much the same warmth and it's way more comfortable, and I can wear it while I'm hiking, and it's synthetic, and there's so many positives, it just kind of outweighs it. But it is a tad bit heavier, only a couple ounces, but I don't know, for that weight, I think I'd kind of enjoy being able to wash it and not get it so stinky and ruin my Ghost Whisperer. So let's see. Chris husband wants to know when you are running up Porcupine Draft when he's ready to dodge timber rattlesnakes and when to go. Yeah, I don't know if I'm ever going up Porcupine Draft ever again. That was, thanks for the warning on that. That was a terrible, terrible section of the Quahana Trail. My goodness, yeah. Okay, WVJJ, will you do live feeds from the AT? Yes, I am. I actually just tested this the other day, and a lot of people were really confused by it, but I am going to try, time permitting, to do some live feeds from trail towns whenever I'm in town. I'm probably not going to do them from the trail. We got to keep in mind battery life here. And, you know, I'm going to have a limited supply of batteries while I'm out there, and I'm going to be filming, and I'm going to be editing and uploading all from myself, all from my phone. But yeah, if I can get in town where I know I can have a charge, I will definitely do some live streams for you guys. You can ask your questions. Michael Vanzini, thinking about pulling the trigger on the Hammock Gear Cuban fiber tarp. Is it worth all the money? Yes. And do you think it's better to get it with or without doors? Get it with the doors. Trust me, you will thank me later. If you're going to get it without the doors, I would go an extra foot of your hammock. So if you have a 10-foot hammock, I would go, I'm sorry, an extra 2 feet. If you have a 10-foot hammock, I would get a 12-foot tarp, and so on. Of course, I don't know if they sell 13-foot hammocks, probably not, but 12-foot hammocks should be pretty darn good, even for an 12-foot tarp should be good for an 11-foot hammock as well. But I really like the doors. I use them all the time, in the wind, in the snow, in the rain, especially when you have that sideways rain that, you set up your tarp to kind of block the wind, and then it kind of swings around 90 degrees and it just blows right at you. It's just really annoying. It's nice to have those extra doors. So, let's see. Kaylin? Strain? I have arthritis and fill my own turmeric and black pepper capsules. Turmeric is an anti-inflammatory, and the black pepper amps up the effectiveness of turmeric. Huh. Interesting. Very interesting. Restless, again, you're a character, dude. Jason Smith, just did my first overnight trip ever at the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. Thanks for the great videos. You are welcome, my friend. And I hope you had a good time. Hey, Bryce. What's up, man? Maybe the restless one, Adam, will leave you a pot of gold under the katana. You know what? I wouldn't put it past him to leave me some, some fake coins at the bottom of katana or under the sign. He would do something like that. He's such a character. But we all love him. Johnny on the trail. If the Smokies shelters are full on the AT, you can pitch a tent or hang a hammock. That is the legal rules. States that you must be a through hiker and have been hiking 50 miles prior to the Smokies. Yeah, I know about the rule. Unfortunately, I'm going to be leaving a bit early to kind of avoid the bubble or the crowd. And I don't think there's going to be that many people in the, or I do think that there's going to be a lot of people in the shelters. So just preparing myself. I'm going to bring my pad just in case. Probably my underquilt too, because it'll give me extra warmth on really cold nights. Gary said there was one night where he got down into the low teens or 8 degrees, something ridiculous. So, yeah. Let's see. For winter, Joshua Staines says, for winter, below freezing temps, I've had good luck with waterproof trail runners, Ultra 3.0 Neo Shell. See, I didn't like those because they gave me a lot of foot problems. Maybe they've updated them, combined with vapor barriers to keep them from turning into bricks. Also, my Lone Peak Neo Shells actually leaked. They soak through. So I really can't recommend them. But maybe I just had a bad batch. I don't know. Maybe they've made some changes since then. Let's see. Trailcat, probably rolling in around 8 p.m. on Friday night. I was at Morrison the same weekend. Everyone is at Dolly Sod, so I totally get it. Trailcat, let me know what shelter you're staying at. I actually don't know where we're going to be, but feel free to come hang out with us, definitely, by all means. Go Pens. Yes, go Pens. Hopefully Murray gets healthy here, though. Up trail. Hi, Jason. The AT countdown is on. Yeah, man, 88 days or something like that. It's going to be great. MTB hiker. What is the main reason for wanting to hike the AT? I have a video about this, but we'll go into it real quick. Okay, so work's kind of getting me down. That's number one. When my uncle got paralyzed a couple years ago, that really made me think that, instead of waiting till retirement, I need to do what I want to do now. And I've suffered from a lot of, and I hate to keep talking about this because I'm fine. I'm really fine. I'm not going to jump off a bridge or anything, but I've been suffering with some depression issues. And I'm hoping the AT kind of renews my faith in humanity and kind of gets me out of that funk that I'm in right now. I just feel like I'm not going anywhere with life. And it really sucks. It's hard to get out of bed some days. It's gotten a lot better now that it's getting close to the date. I'm getting all excited. But yeah, those are my reasons. Sorry, I know you only asked for one, but there you go. Lawrence, I'm sorry. Lauren, I won't even try to pronounce. I don't want to ruin your name. Anyway, have you considered lightweight water shoes for stream crossings and relaxing around camp? I have, but you know what? I found that if I just take my socks off, and just kind of walk around in my trail runners, I really don't have any issues drying my feet out. My trail runners are really breathable. I've had Crocs in the past. I've had sandals in the past, but I really just kind of shied away from them. But if my feelings toward that changes along the AT, I can always go to Walmart, pick up a pair of sandals. So we'll see. Dixon Outdoors, hey, you made it. Congrats on making it. Excited for my thru hike. Thank you. Whiskey Run appears every day. Yes, it does, Alex. Volume is good. Okay, good. All things outdoors. Will you do much night hiking on the AT or keep to setting up camp before sundown? Best wishes on the trail. You know what? Definitely not in the beginning, but I might do some night hiking. There's a particular section where you cross, 4 states, and I kind of want to do that challenge. It's something like 30 miles or something god awful, but I kind of want to do that. We'll see how it goes. It's all gonna change, guys. I could tell you one thing and then just completely do the other thing. So let's see, where am I at now? Okay, TD19, have you carried the exact same loadout in both the Arc Haul and the Nero? Is there a huge comfort difference? Thinking of going frameless, but I'm a little worried. Yeah, I have carried the same exact loadout in both the Nero and the Arc Haul, and hopefully in the Light AF pack this weekend. So the big thing with frameless packs is you have to pack it right. If you don't pack it right, then your food bag's kind of jabbing you in the back the whole time. So you have to have your packing down. I have a video about how I personally pack my Nero. If you want to check that out, just search for how I pack my frameless backpack. It'll come right up for you. You just got to think that, whatever's toward your back, you're going to be feeling that. So you want to try to keep your quilts or items that are flat and not jagged or sharp or rough. You know what I mean? So you have to have that down. And particularly when you pack your food bag, be mindful that, if you like to bring Mountain House meals, for instance, there's sharp corners on there. And especially with the Pro Packs, they kind of shrink them down into like this ball. Don't put that up against your back or in your food bag. Make sure it's the opposite direction. You keep flat stuff on the one side. So keep that in mind. I'd go frameless. I'm going frameless. That seems to be where my the backpacking comfort is coming from. But another thing you got to be mindful of, in hot weather, you have to deal with sweat. So if it's getting kind of chilly at night, it might chill you out. You might want to bring a sleep shirt or something to dry off at night. So I love frameless packs, so I don't think that there's an issue with them. And like I said, I used the Nero pretty much the whole year and without an issue. Yeah, lots of people are telling you go frameless. Go frameless, man. If you have an Arc Haul, you can do what Meerkat did. He actually took his frame out. He took the stays out, and I think he had a good time with it. I think he was really comfortable. So let's see, Robert Masonville. Hopefully I got that right. Sorry if I pronounced it. Will you do a gear video before the AT? Yes, that is something that I'm going to focus on for you guys. I'm going to give you a video every week in about 2 weeks telling you exactly what's going on, cook setup. I'm going to run through each component first, and then I'm going to do a finalized gear set at the end for people that don't want to watch the other components. The component videos like sleep systems or Big 3 or first aid kit, electronics, those are all going to be done separately. I'm going to go into depth on why I'm bringing them, because a lot of people just say that, hey, I'm bringing this, and this, but they never talk about why. And for me, that's what I want to know. Why are you bringing an item? So that's what I'm going to do. Good evening, Derek. Jamie Linder says, Nobo or Sobo on the AT? I am going northbound. MTB Hiker, are you ready mentally for the AT? I am as ready mentally as I possibly can. This is something that I really want to complete. I do not want to fail for not only myself, but for all of you. I don't want to let anyone down. Now, I've had people, I've said this before, but I've had people comment saying, hey, you're not going to let us down. Just do the thing. Just do the trail. I don't want to fail. I don't want to fail. Let's see. Jerry Harkins. Welcome, Jerry. Starting AT February 13th. What are your thoughts on using the Enlightened Equipment Recon Bivy for use in shelters? If it's windy, yeah, Bivy would be great. I mean, it doesn't even matter what brand it is, but I don't know. Those shelters are pretty built up, and a lot of them supposedly have, you know, big blue Walmart tarps hanging up. So I don't think it's going to be an issue. Also the Bivy, you might be using it for weather reasons as far as chill, kind of keep the chill out. I think it would be a great idea. You may want to send it home at, you know, the beginning of March. It's up to you. I'm not here to tell you how to hike. So do whatever you're comfortable, but I think it would be a good idea, especially starting that early. And I'll be joining you February 23rd, so maybe, who knows? I don't know if I'm going to run into you. I don't know how fast you hike, but maybe we'll see each other. Say hi. Hey, Backcountry Exposure, a.k.a. Devin. Let's see. I got to wave back up. Okay. Well, time's a flying. I need to speed up a little bit. Yes, Big Ivor also agrees the tarp with doors. Okay, this is a good question too. Tuck Williams, if you use a tarp, do you really need a top cover if you have bug netting? So the top covers, I think, are really controversial. I used a sock, which is kind of like a top cover. It just envelops the whole hammock, and I got a ton of needless condensation. The next night, I didn't use it, didn't get any condensation. So, yeah, I don't really recommend top covers. They do add some extra warmth just from the people that I was talking to, but I don't like condensation. It's a killer, especially in cold weather, and definitely not in 3-season weather. It's not. Just don't get it for 3-season weather. Jogbird, are you taking a solar power panel? I am not. I do have this one that, oh, there's a cable attached to it. I do have this one that Outsy sent me. I'm not even bother reviewing this because it's terrible, so don't bother getting this. But for solar chargers, you know, most people just kind of clip them to their backpacks. But on the AT, you're in the green tunnel the whole time, except for the whites. And it's not going to charge on the AT. If you're on the PCT, Pacific Crest Trail, CDT, Continental Divide Trail, then probably might be a good idea, but I don't know. For the weight, I really wouldn't do a solar panel, especially on the AT. But I do plan on just bringing, you know, like a 20,000 milliamp anchor battery. Noah Culp, what do you do for entertainment once you set up camp, or are you so tired you fall asleep quickly? For entertainment, you know, sometimes I have a fire, not all the times. Actually, more than often I don't have a fire. But I like to listen to audiobooks, and it just kind of veggies me out. And sometimes I just get in my hammock, listen to an audiobook. It's like 8 o'clock, and I just fall right to sleep in like 10 minutes. So that's my entertainment. And on the AT, I'm sure there'll be people around, so I can have that kind of entertainment, cards or whatever people have. Dave Walters says, it really doesn't matter what shoes you get, they are going to get soaked. And I totally agree with that. WVJJ, go Caps. No, you guys won. That's enough. No more Caps. You're done. Caucasian? Hey, Frozen, during the last live video you did, I recommended you download some podcasts for the trail, specifically Someone Knows Something. I was looking at it. I haven't downloaded it yet. I'm going to worry about all the podcasts and stuff probably in January, maybe late December, because, well, we'll get into it in one of the AT videos when I'm talking about saving money. But I will check that out. It's in my notes along with all the trails that you guys recommend, so I will check that out. Thank you for the suggestion, though. Hey, Frozen, we'll be cheering you on from Texas, says Alicia. Thank you, Alicia. Appreciate that. If you become a Red Wings fan, it'll make you feel a lot better. No. Get out of here. Yeah, Force 8 Challenge, VA line to Pennsylvania. Trail Trekker, can you go over hiking registration for the AT? Seriously contemplating through hiking in 2019, but haven't pulled the trigger yet. Okay, so the Appalachian Trail registration is completely voluntary. You don't actually have to register. I did just to kind of give the park an idea and everybody else an idea when people are starting. What they don't want to do is just have people, 1,000 people starting on March 1st. So right now you can go check that on the Appalachian Trail Conservancy website, and it kind of lists how many people are going to be starting on such a day. I believe also this is going to bring me into my a question that from Samantha B, who couldn't make it with us, but she also says, I'm planning on section hiking the AT next summer, then finishing it the summer of 2020 after. When I start my section hike this summer, it will be in July, and I was curious where a lot of the hikers are at the time of the year. So I believe I saw on the ATC also, which is a great website for resources on the AT. It's unbelievable how much information they have. And you can actually see, it might be the ATC website or the Trek. I can't remember which website this is from, but you can see pretty much a live map of where the bubble is, where the most AT hikers are, whether they're going Nobo, Sobo, or a flip-flop, where they're starting at one direction, going north and going another direction, coming south. But yeah, the AT is completely voluntary. There are some permits that you have to get. For example, you have to get a permit when you summit Katahdin. You have to get a permit in the Smokies, and you have to get a permit in the Shenandoahs. So keep that in mind when you're going over your registration, but it's completely voluntary. Papa G, how much time on average do you take packing up in the morning? Do you fuel up with breakfast or just head out? So when I get up out of the hammock, my first thing I start, depending on if it's raining, I pack up my hammock completely. And then if it's raining, I will pack up my hammock, and then I will start water for a boil under my tarp. While that's going on, I'll pack up my quilts and everything like that. If it's not raining, I pack up my tarp and get the backpack situated, get the food bag down, and then by that time, usually my water's boiling. So really, if I were to just have everything on the ground and just pack it up, it would probably take me, if I'm not thinking about what I'm bringing, if I'm not packing here and going over my lighter pack to make sure I have everything, probably like 6 minutes, 5 or 6 minutes. And you got to remember, a lot of new backpackers, this is something where it's an organization thing. They just don't have it down, and it takes people a lot longer. So we're talking maybe upwards of 20, 30 minutes packing up. But eventually you kind of dial that down. You get your organization. I call it staging the night before, where you're packing up everything you can, getting ready for the next day. And then all you have to do is pack up your shelter and get your food bag down. That's what I do. So hopefully that helped you. Jay Perry, how about stove, alcohol or canister stove? So I'm currently using an alcohol stove. It's the BRS titanium stove. It weighs about an ounce. Find it on Amazon for like $15, $13. I might switch on the trail to an alcohol stove, and I'm definitely going to start with a canister. Apparently you can buy fuel by the ounce, but I want to see how that goes before I switch fully back to my alcohol stove. For me though, for backpacking, I love my alcohol stove. I don't want to bring anything else. Johnny on the trail, we need to connect up before you start the Smokies. I'd be more than honored to run some fresh hot food up to the AT or anything else that you may need. I'm about 2.5 hour hike away from the AT. That's awesome, man. I'm actually, when I start releasing the AT videos in a couple weeks, I made an email address specifically for this conversation to happen. So frozensoutdooradventures at gmail.com is my current email address for the channel. That's not going to be checked on the AT. I have too much spam in there now, as far as companies wanting to sell me cordless drills and Gia suits and makeup and eyelash remover, just a whole bunch of crap that you guys would not even believe. Blow up mattresses. So I'm going to have an AT specific email address. I think it's like Frozen on the Trail or something. I'll give it out to everybody once I start hiking. So, and then I'm going to put a disclaimer that says no vendors can contact me on this email address. So I can kind of get mad at them after that. But I definitely love that, dude. Thank you, Johnny. Dwayne. Hey, Dwayne. Are there any through hiking YouTubers filming styles you like, and any that you may try on the AT? You know what? My favorite YouTuber was, the way he did it was IB Tat. About halfway through his through hike, he kind of stopped filming his chin and he kind of got the camera figured out where he needed to go. I love watching his videos. I think he did a really good job with a twist of early riser, telling you what it's in his mind and what he's thinking. So between IB Tat and early risers, just mind dump was amazing. And I think that's what I'm more leaning toward. But I also want to keep it me. I want to keep it outdoor adventures. So Fred Sullivan, just curious to how you came up with the music you use on your videos. Do you write and record yourself? So, not including the Laurel Highlands Challenge hike, all the music, like the intro music, the walking music, the cheer, the we did it music at the end of the video, that's all me. I ran it through a program called FL Studios. I'll kind of get a beat in my head at night, and what I'll do is I'll turn my recorder on my phone and I'll be like, doot 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 doot, and I'll just literally sing it into my phone, and then just so I remember it. And this always happens at night at like 3 a.m. and it's really annoying. You know, it's not the greatest songs. I have a whole bunch of songs that I want to do. I just haven't had time to put them through FL Studios. But then I'll take it, make the rhythm, add some drums. It's really, really simple stuff to do in FL Studio. So, however, on the AT hike, I will be subscribing to a paid music service similar to how Darwin and IB Tat did it. Basically, you can download any music you want that they have and use it copyright free as long as you're paying the monthly subscription. Whenever you're done with the trail and you don't want to pay for the subscription anymore, as long as your video is published before your subscription ended, you can keep the music. So that's what I plan on doing there. That way it's not the same walking music every day. I'm sure you guys and me would get tired of not only listening to it, but I'll get tired of editing it. Where the heck did I go? Okay. Hey, Artemis. I'm watching your videos too and checking out your Instagram. Check out Artemis. She's going to be hiking the AT next year, I believe, as well. Unlikely hiker. Not finishing is not a failure. You know, and that brings me to another point. Whether I finish or not, I'm sure as hell going to try. But the AT is going to kick me off the AT when it feels like I've got what I wanted to get out of the AT. So I'm looking at it that way. Trailcat, I used a sock on my last trip. I am such a restless sleeper. I shift around, or everything around. I woke up several times feeling like I was getting waterboarded. Yeah, the same thing happened to me. And then when I took the sock off, everything was fine. So, dude, as far as condensation management in colder temperatures, I have a video about making a frost bib or put your buff over your face. Frost bib's amazing. It catches, so you're laying down and the bib literally is a bib. It's made of fleece and it just catches all your moisture. That's what I like to do. Just lower your tarp if you want some extra warmth and close your doors. Artemis says, how many miles a day do you plan to hike when you start? So my first day will be 12 miles. And then I'm going to keep it under 16 miles to start. I'd like to get up to about from 18 to 25, anywhere in between there, because I want to average a 17 mile daily mileage. So, hiker evolution. How do you feel about sleeping in the shelters? I really don't want to. Again, we have to stay in the Smokies like that, but I'm not looking forward to it. I get better sleep in my hammock. Grimes Music asks, which hammock are you taking? I'm taking the Dream Hammock Darien. And like I said, I'm going to get into all these things that I'm bringing, all this gear that I'm bringing in the AT videos coming out in a couple weeks. Trail Trekker, thanks. Love your channel. Thank you, Trail Trekker. Kevin Simones, what do you do with your tree straps if they're wet? If they're mildly wet, I'll kind of just pack them up with a hammock. If they're extremely wet, what I'll do is one of two things. So I have a double-ended stuff sack in my hammock, and it's Cuban fiber, Dyneema composite fabric. Pick a name, DCF. I'll take the straps and put them on the outside of the bag and close the hammock in. All my quilts are in dry bags as well, and it's also DCF fabric so that they won't absorb the moisture. If they're super wet, I'll just hang them on the outside of my pack. You know, they're cinch buckles, so I can just literally slide the strap out real quick. Up Trail 71. I've been thinking about giving Dutch's beetle buckles a try. Not for spreader bars, but for a quick setup, and it keeps the straps separate from the hammock. Any thoughts from you? I use something similar on my whoopee slings, and I can't remember what they were called. They weren't beetle buckles, but I have no idea what they were called. They work great though, and he took that idea and made them, pretty much beetle buckle. The only thing you gotta watch with beetle buckles is I feel like your continuous loop would wear out over time, and that your continuous loop wears out over time no matter what. But I feel like if they're not perfectly rounded, they're gonna end up fraying your continuous loops. Just be careful up trail. Talk to Spaguyver. He actually uses the beetle buckles, and I don't think he has a problem, but I could be wrong. Jay Perry, can you do some Ibitat style outhouse reviews? Different perspectives of some poop palaces. Maybe. I don't know. That was one thing that I really didn't like. I mean, I thought it was funny in the beginning, but when he did it on every other video, I'm just like, whatever. I'm done with that. So, yeah, we'll see, though. If it's a really good one, I'll take you in there with me. Papa G, you were my inspiration to start backpacking adventures. Oh, that's awesome. I attempted the AT last year. We'll be watching and cheering you on. Take it one day at a time. We'll be proud of you no matter what. Well, thanks, everybody. Appreciate that. Dave Walters, do you have a certain amount of time to complete the trail, or is it play by ear? I would like, my personal goal is to get done early July. That's what I'd like to do. I'm not dead set on that. For instance, if I get injured and have to take a week off, so be it. But I'd really like to get done early July. Brian Levesque, when you hike the PCT and CDT, oh, okay, I'm going to be a triple crowner. Let me get through one trail first. Won't there be stretches where you need to tent camp? Yeah, I've heard of people doing the entire, maybe it was the JMT. I think I've heard people doing the PCT with a hammock. Not sure about the CDT, but you got to be really careful on campsite selection and more than likely carry a pad with you. But yeah, that's why another reason why I want to get a tent, because if I go out west, I want to see some things out west and kind of get out of the East Coast a little bit here, because I know you guys are probably getting burned out, as am I, and I'd like to see different places. Grimes Music asks, what's the job that you are having to leave for the AT? So again, I go over all this in my, check the video out. I have an AT playlist started on the channel if you want to check that out. It has the announcement and the who I am and why I'm hiking the AT. But I'm 14 years into the job. I've been an IT systems admin for that long. I'm just burnt out, man. I haven't taken a vacation in, I think, six years or so. And even when I'm on vacation, I'm on call. So I just want a break where I can just kind of block work and just turn them off. So, but again, I will be going over all this stuff about the AT. I'm pretty much going to answer everybody's questions about the AT in these videos coming up the next week. So that looks like it's the end of the questions, and that is perfect timing because it is 10:01. So guys, thank you for joining me. That was really fun. Trail Trekker, yes, I'll be using gut hooks. I got it on a Black Friday sale. Tomorrow is the winter layering system. I'm looking forward to sharing that with you. It's funny. It's funny at the beginning because it was really cold and I was out there in shorts filming the base layer, but that's fun. And then the 2 weeks after that, or 1 week after that, is going to be the food video. And so hopefully you guys get some ideas on that. Just everything that I possibly used on the trail or have an idea of seeing people use on the trail, I will throw in that video. I'm probably going to start filming that tomorrow. So let's see. Ross fade into a shot. I'm never to be heard from again. Senior network admin here too. Yeah, I know. It's a hard job, man. Anyway, thank you guys for joining me. That was a lot of fun. I really appreciate it. Have a good night, everyone. Thanks for the QA.